What's up guys, Josh here from Mile High Vaping. Got a product review for you. Today it's all about the Hellboy RDA clone. This was sent to me by Evolution Vapes. They have an eBay store. Thank you very much guys, been loving this RDA. Evolution Vapes carries authentics and clone RDAs. They have great prices on everything, free shipping in the US. Right now they have this bad boy available for $13.85 plus free shipping. It's originally $16.85. So you'll pick it up in the next couple days during their sale, save a few bucks. Everything on the inside of this thing is familiar, round and circular, but on the outside they squared it up. I think it looks pretty sexy on top of my box mods. Hits great. I got the Delrin wide bore drip tip on there right now. Lots of airflow, great flavor. Got it wide open right now. 0.2 ohm. Yeah, 75. Let's bump that up. 85 watts. Barely pulling on that thing. Chucking the clouds. Vaping on some Raspberry Chupacabra from Midtown. I threw up a review on that a couple weeks ago, and I kind of gave it just an okay review. Really wish I would have waited, or they would have said something about steep time on this. They've been steeping for a little over a month now, and wow, the flavors on these they're awesome. Great juices, highly recommend checking out Midtown. They do require some steeping though. Alright guys, let's get down and see what we get in the box. Hellboy comes in this very nice black leather alligator style print case. Get your Hellboy logo up on the top, clean all the way around. It's felt on the bottom. Metal latch here. Have another sticker here, authenticity sticker. This is a clone. Hellboy. We got our wide bore Delrin square cap with adjustable airflow. And then we got just our metal, somewhat wide bore drip tip. Goes in airflow ring that's already installed. And you also get your goodie bag. We got screwdriver, 3 extra screws, couple O-rings, 4 extra screws, and of course our blue screwdriver. Got it all broken down for you. Here we've got our outside square shaped barrel. On the inside it is our familiar round shape. We've got 6 airflow holes on both sides. Got Hellboy engraved right there. These are deep engravings. I don't know, it's not showing up on here. Not gonna rub off on you. And then cool little cool little devil dude on this side. And there's some grooves around here that somewhat act as a heat fin. Heavy duty. Some weight to that guy. We got our 2 different airflow rings and drip tips. They are the same. It only offers you 2 slots to open up. You can't like drop it down to a single coil and just have one side open up. The Delrin one is quite a bit wider than the metal one. That's the preferred one that I've been using. This one isn't bad. The O-rings on these airflow control rings are pretty stiff, so when it's clean and dry and you're putting it together for the first time, you're gonna want to line this up how you want it, because once you get it in there, it's Well, it's turning right now, but oh, there we go. See how the top cap just came off right there? That happens sometimes. You gotta just squeeze it and it'll turn. You just gotta kind of give it a little sideways pressure on there so it doesn't just spin in place. But yeah, that's the only issue I had. This is my preferred top cap to use, but it's like you gotta set it and just, that's how it is. Once you start moving it, this thing gets lubed up and it spins. But I mean, it's not that hard. Before you press it in, you can see where you're gonna have your airflow, and just press it in, and then shoot, you can take that off, line it up to where everything is perfectly squared. So I mean, if it was permanently pressed in there, you wouldn't be able to line it up to where everything is squared up. But yeah, it's not impossible to turn, but it is a little stiff. Same deal with the smaller metal one. The O-ring on this one is pretty snug. But unlike that other one, this one does have the grooves that don't spin on it. So, but they do have a little bit of a sharpness to them. I don't feel like cutting my fingers up. So yeah, I'm gonna use some pliers right now because this guy's dry. They're pretty stiff, but you can see how the airflow works. All the way open, close it down, closing it down, all the way shut. So yeah, dry and clean. They're pretty stiff. Once it gets lubed up, it spins no problem. It's the way that one looks. Still very wide. This thing doesn't get very hot. I've been rocking 0.15, 0.2 builds in here. With all this like extra metal, it does add a little weight to it, but it also takes some of that heat away. Yeah, I've noticed my vapes just don't get as hot as compared to some of the other RDAs, and it looks pretty sweet on top of your box mods. The deck is your familiar round 3-post deck. We got 4 holes in here, making your dual coil center builds a lot easier. I got some 20 gauge 6 wraps coming in at about 0.2 ohms. Got square post negatives are milled into the deck. Phillips head screws. Haven't had any problems with these clipping my wires. The positive holes in here are a little bit lower because I cranked down my screw a little too much and it pulled it down in there. But sure, if I took that off, I'll pop that out, no problem. But yeah, everything's been working just fine. Post holes on this guy are pretty good size. I got some 20 gauge in there right now, and it's, yeah, you can see I can still fit quite a bit more wire. Here we got a twisted 24 gauge. Looks like I can probably I could easily fit some twisted 20 gauge in here. Maybe 3 strands, twisted 24, no problem. Some Claptons, yeah, it'll take your builds. Decent post holes. Fairly deep juice well, 5 milliliters. 2 O-rings locking on the top cap. Haven't had any issues with this guy leaking out of the bottom. Solid copper contact pin. There's nothing really revolutionary going on here with the deck or the airflow system, but this square design and that little devil guy, it just looks badass on top of your box mods. Matches up very nice. It's clean. Ever since I got this guy, it's been a permanent fixture on top of my Sigelli. Alright guys, gonna get this thing re-wicked and see you back up top. Alright guys, so that's the Hellboy RDA clone. Do I recommend it? Yeah, I do. I think it's a great RDA. It looks great on all your box mods. It's probably going to look a little weird on your circular mods. The only negative I've found with it is that the airflow, like right now, it's not turning. But if I were to pop that off and grab it, I can turn it. Pop that back on. It's snug. Square it up. Looks pretty sleek and sexy on there. It's great. Awesome airflow. Awesome flavor. $13.85. Free shipping. Great customer service. If you're not happy with it, they do have a guarantee. I've had nothing but pleasant experiences dealing with them. His wife is actually the person that made my banner. I think it's pretty awesome. Go check that out if you haven't seen it. This thing's got great flavor, puts out the clouds. If you're looking for an RDA that's something different, that performs great at a great price, something to put on top of your box mods, I highly recommend checking out this Hellboy. Look at that. That looks great on there, guys. As always, I'll have links down in the description where you can pick this up. If you like this review, give it a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed. Other than that, peace and vape on.